If you want to attract girls in your life effortlessly without having to do hundreds of cold approaches like an NPC, you need to understand a little bit about a tumor called pheochromocytoma. Pheochromocytoma is a tumor that originates in your kidney, and it can release a huge amount of stress hormones and chemicals in your blood. And the only way to treat this tumor is to surgically remove it. The problem is when you're performing surgery and you're handling this tumor with your surgical instruments, these tumor can release a huge rush of stress hormones and chemicals in your blood. Now the body can go into a dangerous high blood pressure. This hypertension can be extremely fatal to the body. In order to prevent this fatal hypertension, in order to prevent this high blood pressure, before performing surgery, we give alpha blocker to the patient. Alpha blocker relax the blood vessels so that the patient does not suffer from this dangerous high blood pressure. Now, in your life, the dangerous thing is your own antagonistic auto suggestion in your own mind. This is why you fail in your dating life. Believe it or not, you have managed to hypnotize yourself and you have managed to suggest yourself that you will fail, that girls, attractive women are not going to come in your life effortlessly. And because you have accepted this suggestion, your life is shit. Now, in order to save you from this antagonistic auto-suggestion, we need to give you an alpha blocker. And right now, the alpha blocker is positive auto-suggestion. Most men think that in order to attract women in their life, they need money, looks, status, outer game skills, social skills, but they massively underestimate the power of their own mind in order to attract women. So if you cannot get girls in your life effortlessly, it's not because you're bad looking, it's not because you're poor, it's not because you do not have good social skills, it's just because you do not know how to use your thoughts, imagination, feelings wisely. And I understood this during COVID lockdown. At that time, I was suffering from anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and some days I felt like I just did not want to exist in this world anymore. I felt like my whole life is already predetermined by my past traumatic experiences and genetics. But by complete accident, I found this book called Biology of Belief. This book introduced me to an idea that my emotional state is always upregulating or downregulating my genetic expression, which means my body, my biology is subject to my own mind. When I learned this information, I completely immersed myself into the study of mind body connection. And all the experts of mind body connection were telling me the exact same thing. That is, my mind not only influences my body, but it is actually influencing my whole physical reality. The life circumstances, events, situations, the people that come in my life, they are all getting influenced by my own mental activities. This idea was not just interesting to me. This idea could explain my whole life. Because when I looked back, whenever I was drowning in the emotion of negativity or guilt for a sustained period of time, all of a sudden my life went to crap. Relationships started to become chaotic, people used to treat me bad, and life just felt like one big problem after another. Conversely, when I used to feel happier, confident, light, life used to feel easier. Relationships flowered and people used to treat me nicely. So this was not random. This was not coincidence. I figured that whatever goes on inside my own internal mental world always shows up in my external world. So when I understood this, I stopped going out. I stopped trying to cold approach women in order to attract them. I stopped reading all these weird psychology books in order to fix my mental health. I simply learned how to fix my own internal world of thoughts, emotions, and self concept. I learned how to meditate because meditation is the only way to hypnotize yourself and give yourself positive auto suggestions that will completely change your dating life. You have to understand that yogis have always called our physical reality as Maya. Maya means illusion. Our physical reality is an illusion because it is completely controlled by our own thoughts and feelings. Now, let me tell you an uncomfortable fact. There are three levels of men in our world. The first level is what I like to call the uninitiated NPC. This non playable character guy does not know the power of his own thoughts and emotions. He still thinks that looks, money, social status, games, social skills are required in order to attract beautiful women in his life. And this is why his dating life sucks forever. The sad part is most men never ascend from this level 1 to level 2. But if life decides to make some guy lucky and maybe expose him to these kinds of videos, then he has a chance to ascend from level 1 to level 2. The level 2 man is what I like to call the awakening creator. Now, this guy starts to understand that his thoughts and his emotion is always interacting with his physical reality. He learns how to meditate, he learns how to visualize all the wonderful things happening to him. He can feel the elevated emotion of joy, gratitude through his imaginal act. But after his meditation session is over, he immediately becomes desperate. He immediately picks up his phone to see whether that girl has texted him back or not. Now, there is the level 3 man, and this is where you should aspire towards. This level is called the master alchemist. This guy knows that feeling is the secret. He knows how to do yoga nidra correctly. If you do not know what yoga nidra is, it is a process where you use your attention and guide it through your body parts one by one until you achieve a state of relaxation. This is when your breathing rate slows down, your brain waves slow down, you get an access to your subconscious mind, you are connected to the generous eternal present moment. The master alchemist also knows how to visualize properly. He can provide all the sensory vividness to his visualization act. He can visualize that the girls he wants is already in his life. The girl is already looking up at him with her pupils dilated because she is so attracted towards him. In his imaginal act, the girl is already complimenting him, saying things like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing." Inside of his own visualization act, he can smell the perfume on this girl's body. His brain starts to believe that all these wonderful things are happening to him in real time because the visualization act is so rich in terms of sensory experience. He also has a disciplined attention, so he can mentally rehearse this imaginal act over and over again until he starts to feel the elevated emotion of joy, satisfaction, victory, thrill, and empowerment. He can sustain these elevated emotions for a long period of time so that his imagination gets externalized into his physical reality. Now, the best part of becoming a master alchemist is when he comes out of his meditation session, he is not desperate. He simply lets go of the outcome. He lets the world reshuffle itself until whatever he has imagined actually starts to materialize in his physical reality. He confidently expects that all of his imaginal act must happen in his life. Now, if you want to experience what it is like to become a master alchemist, I have created the emotion pill. It is a 6-minute guided meditation that is going to teach you how to do yoga nidra properly so that you are connected to this generous present moment and you get an access to your subconscious mind, how to provide all the sensitive vividness to this wonderful visualization act so that your brain starts to believe that all these wonderful things are happening to you in real time, how to feel and sustain this elevated emotion of joy, gratitude, victory, so that your imagination gets externalized into your physical reality fast. Not only that, you are going to learn what to do before you even sit down to meditate. And you're going to learn how to come out of meditation properly. Because after you come out of meditation, if you're just desperate for this particular outcome, you're just canceling out all the elevated emotions that you felt in your meditation session. This way, you're just repelling all these wonderful imaginal acts away from you, and that's not the correct way to meditate. So, this emotion pill is just 6 minutes long and it is designed in such a way that you do not have to struggle like I struggled. The access to this guided meditation is just $100. If you want it, send me a text in the Gmail or WhatsApp, which are in the pinned comment section and the description box down below. Now, I also offer one-to-one personalized premium coaching for a few men who are serious about leveling up their dating life in the fastest rate possible. These men have already gotten some sort of monetary success in their life, but the problem is they cannot effortlessly attract the right kind of women into their life. And they are frustrated because they have already applied all the superficial advice that society likes to give to men. Just go out and cold approach women. Just upgrade your social skills. Just be confident. But they have realized that attraction can only happen from the inside. They have realized that, hey, my mind is blocking me from living this amazing dating life. So if you want to experience amazing dating life and you want to make attraction natural and effortless by working with your subconscious mind, your imagination, your attention, and your emotions, this coaching is for you. Just send me a text in the Gmail and we will get started fast.